Ah, hold on, you guys. I have something playing. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. All right. What is up? What is up, everybody? I hope y'all are having a good night. Welcome back to our channel, Red Bull Coffee and Crime. Um, Tonight we are doing something a little different. We are here to talk about life in general, but also to talk about the importance of mental health. We want to help spread awareness about mental illness, to reach out to people who are dealing with, mental issues. It's hard to know if a person is suffering um, from any kind of depression. You never know the people that are affected, who are suffering because they are emotionally unstable, people hallucinate, hearing voices inside their own heads, who have dark thoughts, and those who have anxiety. And it may be the ones who are close to you, your friends, your mother, your father, your siblings, or they could even be the person sitting right next to you. Some people who suffer from mental disorders may even be the ones sharing laughs with you, making you laugh the most, have the biggest smiles in the room, and you wouldn't even know. So, a lot of us have been going through some things for the past couple weeks, years, and we just thought we would talk. Hey, Bash, Tragedy Pence, how are you? Thank you for joining. Um, so, we just kind of wanted to do a little chat about life, mental health.
And if anybody wants to join in and chat with us, we're more than open.
Yeah,
Oh,
let me put the link. I keep forgetting it's Friday actually. I
you
told,
know, end of that statement there that you made made me think of Robin Williams. You
one
know,
of my favorite actors ever.
mine too, mine too. And he definitely struggled his entire life. You know, but how many people did he make laugh in his lifetime?
So many people, and you would never know.
No,
You you don't
I
know if
mean, he was
went
open
through
about his struggles, so but it's definitely one of those.
definitely one of those things where you just you
I
know,
gotta do
huh?
something. I gotta do something here.
What?
I muted my TV because we were gonna do this,
Mhm.
and I just have the TV on, but it's muted. And I look up and I'm watching wrestling, guys. I don't watch wrestling.
I
Like
used
I
to
outgrew
love
that when I
wrestling.
was like 12.
I used to love wrestling, and I was obsessed with Lita from WWF. I used to do her moves like every time I would get home from school, and like
Too.
Bob on our YouTube, like he's a creator. Bob, I'm sorry, Bob, I always forget your uh, whole panel. Hold on, how can I always forget? Well, shoot, I suck at names. But Bob, he's actually we're friends on Facebook now, and I realized that he is an like a professional wrestler from like way back in the day.
That's crazy.
Yes, that is awesome. I was like, oh my god, you're a wrestler. Oh, here comes Sarah. She's on panel. Hey,
Hi, ladies.
Uh,
perfect.
How's everybody?
I'm
oh,
okay. Oh, here comes
we're
our
all getting over the Christmas blues, I guess.
Yes, New Year's starting tomorrow night.
Right? And it's gonna be a fresh, clean
I mean,
New
everybody
Year's.
says that every year. New year, new
I
me,
know, right?
new, and it's always
It
the
won't be a
same
new me.
shit.
But we can get rid of the negativity. We can try to brush this off, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Arctic.
Hey,
Didn't think you would make it. Glad you did.
yeah, I'm exhausted, but I'm here.
Good. Yeah, we were just gonna talk about, just life in general, mental health, just in
Oh, yeah. I think we all probably are having our share of mental health issues with the sheer things that we talk about on our channels.
yeah, and just life in general, it for me, you guys have noticed for the past 2 weeks. I mean, I just, it comes in waves, and it sucks when it happens because you just want to lay in bed all day. You don't want to speak to anybody. You don't, you try to be positive, but you can't because everything in your head is just telling you like it's not going to be okay. Um, and me having kids, we all have kids. Well, Arctic, you don't have kids, but Sarah, Garnett, we always have to try to keep that happy face on us. And this year for Christmas, I was crying. I was at my mom's house and I could not stop crying. Like I was just crying. And when mom was like, "What's wrong?" and I couldn't even speak. Like if I tell her, it's really not she's not really gonna understand.
Well, I mean, come on, Lexi. Let's just be real about it. Your mom's part of the reason why you were crying.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that family, and I don't know how to fix it. I mean, we've had a whole conversation, and it was just like I don't know. It,
Yeah, I know. Bash the tragedy pimps, the little Lucian being found. And the sad thing is that Harry Oakes brought his dogs out there months ago, said that that's where he was going to be at, and then recovered his body. He should have been recovered ages ago.
so Harry Oakes is a really good friend that we met through Kyron Horman's case. They didn't want him. They didn't want his help in Kyron's case, right? But he's one of the best SAR dog searchers ever, and he was brought in. He offered his services free for Lucian, and he was brought in. His dogs hit on 60 feet away from where they just found Lucian. And Garnett, you brought up earlier about um, what Harry told us.
Well, Harry told us that it could be months before he would come ashore. You know, he said that with the tides and we've got. Didn't you do an interview with him
Yeah.
about Lucian,
Um, did I
or was
do?
I don't know. We'll have to look. Maybe it was just a conversation we had with him.
I think it was just a conversation. I know we had the interview with about Kyron.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
talked to him in Messenger about the Lucian situation, but he never came on the channel or anything.
All right, all right. Hey
So,
guys, I'm old, so mental health has taken its toll.
Garnett, you are one of the strongest, and I'm not just saying this. You are one of the strongest fucking people I know, and talking to you every time, I'm gonna start crying because you guys, uh, um, talking to you every time I'm like down. I think about your life and what you've been through, and how you're still here and how you handled everything. And
I really hate when people say that.
I,
I appreciate it to the core,
I
but I really am not nearly as strong as what you think.
no, but
I
you,
just have no other choice. My
I,
other choice is to curl up in a ball and let the world go on
well,
around.
let me.
And the fact that you don't do that is what makes you
Yeah,
strong. You
yeah,
are a warrior. You are a survivor, and you're a soldier.
and you don't do that. You don't sit there and you know curl up in a ball, and you use everything that you've been through to help others. And I
Exactly.
know at some points you want to
Now,
just
guys, you're gonna get me crying because
you just want to
Right?
I
Well,
appreciate I do appreciate it, but um, it's all because there's nothing else for me to do.
Well, I
I
mean, I like seeing people that take their pain and turn it into triumph. You know, they start a foundation to help find a missing kid after their child goes missing, or they start a channel to discuss the pain that they've gone through, so that others can help get help with that. You know, like part of the reason
right,
why I started my channel was because of what happened to my friend when I was growing up. So, I mean, we all take our pain and we turn it into something positive. So,
and
like
it's
the reason why I do what I do is because I've had an aunt that was murdered and the guy got away with it. I have a cousin that was kidnapped and left for dead, and if it weren't for my two aunts, she wouldn't have been found, and she was found just in time. And then when years later, when she was in her late 40s, she got a notification that her assailant was getting out, and
oh,
she started using drugs again to cope. And she had a bad heart, and she OD'd and died
hmm,
only like a few weeks after he was released. So
that
there's just, and I've been through a lot more too. It's just a lot, and so I do what I do for a reason. It's like a passion, but it does take a toll. It's really hard to do it, but that passion's there, so that overcomes it. You know, because we're helping families. Like I know what it's like to not have justice. I know
and
what it's like for the police not to help. You know,
right,
and
right, and I think that's where we all come from, is
uh,
that sense that if we could stop one family, one person from feeling what we felt and help
um,
them get through their struggle.
yeah, absolutely.
and it's so
There's
hard
days
to
where I don't feel like I can get online and do anything, but I'm like, I can't let down these families. I have so many groups and they're sharing every day, all day, their missing loved ones. Like, I gotta be there. I have to, I do have admins, but they're busy. They have their own lives and jobs and stuff going on and organizations and stuff. So, I mean, I can't just one day say, okay, I can't do this no more, because I need having a mental moment and I need a break. You can't take a break once you're doing it. You don't want to let down the family because that was the whole point of, starting it up. So it's
yeah,
just
but
been,
if you don't take at least a day for yourself once in a while, Sarah, because I used to be the same way. I refused to take a break. The first 8 months I had my channel, I did not take one day off. You've got to take a break, or you will burn yourself the fuck out.
I'm gonna
yeah, I
tell
have
you, guys.
reached out to my admins to tell them, look, I need a mental break for a couple days, and they understand and they help even though they're busy. And so, but I don't want to do that too much. You know what I mean? I don't want to burden people.
I
But
mean
the
Barnett
I
is
have
an
many
amazing
groups.
thing.
The one group I have that's local here, the guy that owned it originally, I was sharing a lot to it, and he asked me to admin it because he was going to mental health and to quit drinking. And he was in a very happy relationship with kids. And after that, he got a job with Tesla, and it was just everything was great. And then he unalived himself, um, and I kept his group going in his honor. And his situation was the same. He had a friend was kidnapped, and so he started the group. And he would drive back and forth to California from Nevada, and so he would keep his eyes out and call in tips if he saw something or someone. And
Just want to
so
run
it
things
runs
quick.
that
Back
the ones that are broken want to fix and help everybody too.
I want to say, Bash the Tragedy Pimps, thank you for serving our country. And, you know, I would love to hear, you know,
Thank you for serving our country. Yes. You know,
yes,
that's another story I have. I went to school with this kid, and when we got older, he went into the Marines. And when he got out, he ended up with the PTSD and everything, and all the mental that comes, depression that comes with it. And he was, even though he lived here, he went to the California hospital out in California, and they were letting him self medicate, and he OD'd. And they have a law in his name that they passed, and it's called the Justin Bailey Act. I don't know if you're aware of that, if anyone's ever heard of it, but look it up. But that was my friend.
All I'm going to say is the way that this country treats our veterans is appalling.
I know.
They're in the military and they're serving, they're treated like gold. But when they get out of the military, our country shits all over them.
yeah,
Absolutely. My dad's a veteran, and he gets the short end of the stick. It upsets me. Then I see the ones that are freshly out, and they're getting everything. And I'm like, why, why doesn't my dad like get, these benefits? It's crazy what they do. This guy, I shared the post recently on my Facebook. This man just won the lottery. It's like $1 million. He donated every penny to go toward veterans, like homeless ones or the ones that are struggling mentally and need the help, or just every penny.
but yeah, it's definitely, I mean, and a lot of people are scared to come out and speak about, you know, the problems they're going through. And like, we won't ever fully understand what someone's going through, even though we're going through mental issues, mental health issues as well, because everybody thinks differently. But
Yeah,
it's definitely something that,
but we can relate.
yeah, we could definitely relate. And um, it feels good to speak to somebody about it. Like, I'm always like, man, I don't want to feel, you know, like a burden because it's something every fucking day. But
And we tell you you're not a burden. That's what families are there for. You
Yeah,
know, it. I have my days. Everyone's always like, Arctic, how do you deal with all these horrible cases and just go on about it? Well,
right.
it. I have to decompress. It's not like I just go about my day and it doesn't affect me at all. I have to go out, go for long ass drives in my car or something to decompress in order to deal with the stress and everything. Plus, the meds that I'm on help a great deal. But
You have to
yeah,
ground yourself, get the sage out. No, I'm just playing, but for real. Like,
I mean, I'm on the dispensary's frequent customer list at this point. So
right. Same here. I just can't seem to
yeah,
get it right though.
right.
I'm like, you know, I wish that there was such a thing of where we don't have to take medication, where
My 11-year-old says he wishes that no one in the world had to suffer because he gets anxiety and depression. It goes along with, he's on the spectrum.
yeah,
And then my oldest, too, he has, ADHD, and he's 14. He's a lot better now, but when he was younger, he had a lot of uh, being bullied in school or just getting into your hormones and growing. And he had a lot of depression and anxiety and stuff. And we did try the medication, and oh no, it made things worse. And so he's just found coping mechanisms and ways to do, which is sad for kids to have to even go through it. But doesn't it seem like there's more and more kids with these emotional issues these days? And it's not because of their home life. It's I think it's the
it's
world, the feeling, like just everything. School's not
it,
easy when we were kids, but it's like 100 times worse now. Even
oh,
the teachers
absolutely.
are scared, and they even tell us parents they're scared. They can't control the kids. Sorry.
I mean, it's for my kids, growing up in an area where it wasn't as nice as the area we're in now, and then you go to this school and all these kids, they have whatever they want. They brag about this, they go there, they go here, and then my kids are like, I want to go to Disneyland one day, or I want to go, and man, that hurts so bad because I'm like, why do these kids
I
go to
feel you
school
on that one.
bragging about all this shit? And
Oh,
then,
because they get everything.
yeah, and it's just, that,
Well, because they learn it from their parents. Their parents are probably the ones that have to go out and get the biggest, nicest, newest car every year when a new one comes out, and they
mhm,
teach by example. So,
yeah.
Like I know this girl who buys her kids hundred and something dollar shoes. I'm like, excuse me, I would never. And she's like, well, then your kid would probably be getting beat up. Excuse me, I don't think so. Your kids are either playing you, or you're just. I don't know what you're thinking of. I would never waste money on a pair of shoes like that. Yeah, get them a nice pair. I mean, that's popular, so they don't get like
Hey,
punked. Like I
Christina,
get
thank
it,
you for joining
but
us.
a hundred and something, $200 a pair of shoes. They grow fast. So every what 6 months? No, sorry.
Hey, you guys, hold on. I'll be right back.
No, that's the world we live in. That's my point. Is like it's sad that even parents or kids have to feel or think that way. I'm old school, and I will always forever teach my kids to be.
well, I mean, I'm part of the car community. I'm a car guy, and the car
Oh
community's really, really terrible about that shit. It's one big cock waving contest, and if you ain't got the
yeah,
most horsepower or the nicest car or whatever, you get
yeah,
shamed at car meets and shit. And so I ended
yeah.
up starting a car group where everyone feels welcome. I'm like, you know what? I don't care if you drive a fucking Chevy Vega. Come out here to the fucking car meet. Everyone
Yeah,
starts somewhere. Not everyone has rich ass parents to buy them a brand new fucking Mustang or a brand new fucking Camaro. So,
right. Yeah, that's how it should be. And that's how a lot of the car clubs here are. They're pretty, you know, they all get along and no one's like trying to outshow the other one. They all compliment each other and it's like, good stuff. But I mean there's always something, because someone always has to outdo someone. There's a lot of people like that. I don't know.
And
If
all the
people
bullying on
have
TikTok, all the bullying on the internet,
right.
bullying everywhere.
Sure, I'm an adult and I was recently bullied by someone I knew for 24 years. Like, what are you gonna do? It's it's there's people out there that you just can't help or change, or you just gotta stay away from them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't. Like the kids, they gotta go to school. Some people they gotta go to work and deal with the bullies. I mean, this world is just not nice. But you want to know? I will say one good thing. My husband went on Christmas Eve to the store real quick, and he went to the dollar store. We needed a couple things real quick, and the lady in front of him asked him asked her to hold her. No, behind him. She was behind him. Said, "Can you hold my spot? I just have to go grab something real quick." She comes back and she's like, "Oh, they didn't have it, but thank you so much." And he goes, "Go on ahead of me." And she's like, "Oh, well, thank you." And when she went to pay, she goes, "I'm going to pay for his too." It was just a couple things. But he thought, "Oh, that was nice. You didn't have to." And she's like, "You know what? In the world we're in, there needs to be more kindness and the love needs to be spread." And he's like, that meant a lot to me. And he was having a rough day. And so I wish there was more people that were just kind hearted and did things like that, because that's the last thing my husband expected. And, he, the, usually when he goes out, it's just all the rude
I just want
people.
to sort of break in and, um, you know, when my son passed away, um,
Hmm.
my entire world went gray, and uh,
Hmm.
the way that I come out of this a different person, but one of the coping skills that I used was finding something beautiful every day.
Hmm.
And I've done that every day since the day he died, regardless of my mood or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Now it's just second habit. I constantly find one beautiful thing. Sometimes it's something as small as I really like that leaf that is orange and brown. And other days it's, oh my God, there's an angel in the sky. So,
But what
you
do you
know,
do if you don't find? You told me to do that one time, and I'm like, I don't
to
do
keep
anything.
looking until you find it. Yes, there is something. Look at your kids, look at your kitten, look at the neighbor's dog. I don't care. Find something that you say,
They
that's
also say if
spooky.
you look at something red, it calms you when you're in a moment of like, I wouldn't say frantic moment, but like when you're in a panic, like, or just like a bad, like, moment. You know what I mean when I say moment. And look at something red. It's supposed to calm you. And I've been trying it lately, and it does actually. It
I
works
might
for me.
I might try that myself. I've
Yeah,
never heard that before.
yeah, like some kind of red and dark colorish, but mostly red. It's supposed to. It does something. Just takes you down from that moment of you know um, anxiety or depression. You know what I mean? It calms you. Um,
I just learned to take my wins where they come. It's been
yeah.
a very devastating year. We've seen numerous kids come back, unfortunately, not alive. Um, Lucian today was heartbreaking. Um, but you got to take your wins where you get them. I also, I was on a panel for 4 hours talking about the Idaho 4 case, and um, in the time that I was on there, I got a message from a mother whose daughter had seen the video that I put out on her being missing, and it prompted that daughter to go home to her family. So that
Oh, I love that.
that was a win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we do here with the Runaways. You post, plaster the flyers up, and them and all their friends see them, and they try to take them down and put them back up, and they go home.
Well, sometimes they go home, or sometimes their friends act like complete asses and try to be a tool and cover for them. It's one or
Oh,
the
like I
other.
yeah, and they take her down the flyers, but they just put them back up. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Life just it seems like too since COVID happened, everything has gone upside down. Like everyone's acting like it's the end of the world, and just everyone's angry, and maybe it's the vaccination everyone got. I don't know because I didn't get one.
Oh God, don't blame it on the vaccines. We don't need no tinfoil hat conspiracies over here.
I didn't get a vaccine. I've seen too
Oh,
many people.
I'm not no guinea pig. I'm not getting no vaccine.
I'm
They make us
vaccinated.
sweat too fast.
I just
Or
think,
y'all can be non-vaccinated all you want. If everyone back when polio was going around rampant said, "Oh, I'm not going to be a guinea pig," we'd all be sleeping in iron lungs right now. So
I,
Hey, some can take it for the team. That's all. I love you, but I ain't doing it.
no.
I've been a guinea pig from at the doctor's for way too long. I'm like,
well,
I'm
see, my
good.
issue never was that everyone should have to take the vaccine. My issue was you shouldn't be a selfish little pig. You either get the vaccine or you wear your fucking mask. But don't be like, I'm not going to wear a mask and I'm not going to take the vaccine.
Hey, Mac.
Oh yeah, I was
My
even
next
wearing a
generation
mask when people stopped because I have an
wear
immunity disease,
at all.
so I have to. But they were saying people with low immunity, like I have autoimmune disease, I was supposed to get one. But then, like not even a year later, I was told, "Good thing you didn't get one because I have this um, blood disease where if I would have gotten it, it would have been all bad." So I
Well,
listened to
I've
my
gotten
intuition in
all of
my
mine
gut, and I
except,
was right
yeah,
on the money.
I've got
Yeah.
autoimmune diseases. I've gotten all my boosters and everything except for this last one. and I've never had an issue. The biggest reaction I had to the shot was my arm was sore for a day. That was it.
Yep.
So,
My aunt in
Like I
California,
said, I was supposed to
she got the
the
vaccine,
autoimmune disease. Because
and
of the autoimmune disease, I was supposed to get it, but God, I didn't get it because of my blood disease that we just found out I had after that. So it's a good thing I didn't get it because of the blood disorder I have. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Like it would have been bad. So it would have been good for my immune system, but it would have been bad for my blood disorder.
Well, and the main reason why I was adamant about
I
getting
just,
mine is because I take care of my mom. And at the time, my dad was still alive and I was taking care of them. You know, the elderly are the most prone to getting that and dying from it. And the last thing I wanted was to bring that home to them. So I was trying to protect myself any way I could.
Exactly.
my aunt in California, she got the vaccine, and she
Right.
3 months later ended up on a ventilator
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
COVID, and she was on the ventilator for about 3 months, and she passed away. Um,
Yeah.
so I just I never
Well,
got.
and it's not a guarantee. I mean, it's not a guarantee that you're not going to get
And
it,
I
but
know
it
people who
certainly
were on the
offers more
ventilator
protection
from
than
us
not
and
having.
actually came back and made it.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Depends on your cells. I think it
Hmm.
depends on your genes, your cells, and everyone's blood type, and it just depends on your body how you react to this stuff. You know.
Hmm.
So I don't, and that's the thing about like the anxiety and depression medications. I can't take them because they do the opposite effect. So I can't do that. You
Well,
know. So
see,
I'm kind of
and
just
that's the thing.
that.
They different ones will interact differently with different people. Like when they were first trying to put me on anxiety meds, they put me on amitriptyline,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, that like to have killed me. It made me even more homicidal and suicidal than I already was. So,
That's how I felt
Yes. It'll
on
make
what's it
you
called?
manic and oh,
I forgot what it was called, but they put me on Prozac and I loved it. But the other medication that a lot of people say work, I forgot what it's called. Oh, I
they
forgot.
wanted to put
But
my son on Prozac when he was like 10. No, he might have been 11.
Prozac is
But can
really
you
well
believe
for
that?
me. But I'm on like the highest dose. I'm
I
on
mean,
like
for
60
adults,
milligrams.
I don't know. I've never tried that one. I don't think. I don't know. I tried so many. Like I said, oh, and then I can't think of what it's called right now. There was one that was brand new. I was taking before when it was samples before it was Lexapro, before it was even out in the
Oh, that's what it was.
pharmacy.
see,
Yeah,
I was
I
on
used to take
Lexapro.
that. How was it going to taste for that one?
Yeah,
And it
well,
didn't
see,
help.
Lexapro is one of the few that actually helped me, and then they switched me off the Lexapro to Trintellix, which is supposed to be an upgraded form of Lexapro. So they've got me on that. But quite honestly, I'm just going to say smoke weed because it does better than any of the bullshit does.
I can't smoke weed, and I wish I could
That's
because I get
where I'm at.
paranoid.
But
I
let me tell you
get,
this. I used to like,
huh?
yeah, you don't want to trigger that. I used to take Boosterone, and it helped me so much. And it's called Boosterone. It's an anxiety,
Oh,
and it
I've
helped
tried
so
that.
much. It was like a miracle pill for me, no joke. And then, and then I stopped taking it because I was good for a while. You know, I was good for some years. Then I was like, okay, I get my anxiety again. Things are getting rough. You know, I'm getting this and that again. So I tried it again, and they make it different, and they probably formulate it differently, but it looks different, and it God, it triggers me, and it makes me feel like a way I don't like to feel. I'm not going to say the word out loud, but I'm like, nope, not doing that again. And then I crash from it. I'm like, nope, not doing that one again.
Well,
So I don't
medication,
know.
the
My body changed, and the medicine changed. You know, it's just such a hit and miss with mental health. It's so sad.
the thing is
Some of
people
the
use
marijuana though triggers my
medication.
blood pressure. I have high blood pressure, and then that gives me anxiety. So I have to get the. I'm more of an indica. I can't do the
I can't
I can do the
smoke.
hybrid certain ones and the
I
edibles,
could. I really wish I
CBD or some edibles or something.
But like a lot of people get
Let's
on
just go straight to the
medication, and the
RSLT one.
problem is that
You'll be a
they
zombie.
think that they are, since the medication, it takes a couple weeks to make you feel better, and then you're on the
Right.
medication, and a lot of people like me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm better, and then I stop taking it, and then everything gets worse again. And a lot of people with bipolar, that's what happens. Like, you know, we think that we're okay, and then we stop
Yeah.
the medication,
Yeah,
and
and that's the thing. You can't just stop medication.
yeah.
You can't just be like, "Oh, I'm
No.
fixed," and stop taking it, because that's when you run into problems. Is when you stop taking it and then you
Well,
try to
I
start
know
back up.
I can't stop the medication I'm on now because I will withdraw. Like, I am not going through that. I will have to taper. Xanax is a very
But
dangerous
if it's
drug.
not
Just
working, you
cold
need
turkey.
to get another one.
Huh?
Yeah.
So,
That
but
one threw me into a panic attack so bad. I'm like, I will never ever touch that again. A lot of people it helps, but that I
well, they
does
just
that one
switched
help
me
you?
to they well, the Xanax, okay. I've been on Xanax 1 milligram twice a day for 5 months. And then the doctor the other day, because Thomas Garnett, Sarah, you even know why I haven't been calling because I've been going through this shit. So I called my doctor and I'm like, look, I need something to that can last longer instead of, okay, let me take this pill and then my body's already getting immune to the milligram. So he put me on a 2 milligram Xanax that's an XR. So it's supposed to last throughout the whole day. So I just started taking that yesterday. Um, and I don't really feel the difference because it is the same milligram. Um, Hold on, my next two read to let you know a little about me. I was overcome with anxiety to a point I was homebound for over a year before I was
You
a
know what?
successful
I wouldn't
business.
leave my house for 9 months when I was like 17 to 18. Happened to me, panic attacks, anxiety. I was afraid to
Ah,
ride in the car.
tragedy pimps, don't leave us. No.
Crazy.
My next
I
two
have
read. I really appreciate you. You know, you telling that story because that kind of gives me hope. I'm
I can
really
relate to that 100%.
um I mean you came out of this and you're a successful businesswoman now. To me,
Yeah.
my feelings are I have a lot of kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have dreams that I want to accomplish that I've I've had to let go of because I just I can't do them right now. And I'm like, I'm already getting old. Like the depression, the anxiety from staying at home 24/7. It's like, do I even have
Mhm.
time for what I really want to do? And so by you saying that, my
Remember what I
next,
told you? You do need to take some you time. You matter, and it's important. And for you to be the best for your life and for your family, you have to be the best for yourself first. You know, you got to put. Sometimes it's not selfish. You got to put yourself first and take some time, and you know what I mean. You can do it. Still, you're not that old. You're a baby.
I just turned 35. I feel, like my brother. Okay, this is my brother. Even though we have our issues as well, he was a person that he had a baby at 15. Um, he went through life doing, what we all do when we were younger. He started his YouTube channel like a year ago. He's been doing music his whole life. He's at like 30K subs. He's a Raiders. He's like making the intro music for the
That's awesome.
Raiders. He goes to their games. He's also shown me like it's possible, and he's almost 40 years old. So, but I don't know. To me, it's just I don't know. It's just not there for me. I'm like I feel like time passes too fast, and I don't know.
Yeah.
The way I think is
So I
so
feel you.
Bastard Tragedy Pimps, I appreciate you coming on. I really hope to see you. We didn't do the shows we were gonna do, but we'll do those tomorrow. And we appreciate your support a lot. My next two Reds. So what did you do to overcome all of that? Like what kind of help did you get? Did therapy work? Did you meditate? Did you work out? Because it's not selfish. Your mental
Right?
health is
My next thread, I
important.
agree 100%.
You have time. I see that's a thing. Everyone says you have time, but time is so valuable. You never know when it's your time. Like my mind, that's what's wrong with my mind. I'm always constantly thinking. I'm always thinking. And Arctic and Garnett, you guys can definitely vouch. I am literally everywhere. Like thinking about one thing, then the next minute I'm thinking about another. But then in my mind, I'm thinking about a whole lot of other shit. And it's crazy. But you could just walk out your door and it could be the last, your last day.
Some-
Drop a link. I did here. Join us. Oh, wait, where's the link at? Oh,
It's
right
up
here.
if you scroll up a little.
Here we go. Yeah, I would really like to hear your story in my next two, right? Because I'm at the point this last 2 weeks, it's been hell. I've been crying nonstop. Like, I'm about to cry now. Hey, girl, how are you?
Hey, hi guys. How are you this evening?
We're
Doing
good.
good, doing good.
Cool.
But I
Now
want
let
to
me,
hear a
hang
little
on.
bit about your story because,
Let me put that out so I don't have feedback. Okay. I did a lot of therapy work. I also did acupuncture with my doctor. I got lucky enough, the physician that I seen um, had a side gig with acupuncture. So I did acupuncture and I did not believe in acupuncture, right? Like
uh huh,
I'm from farmland USA. We do not believe in modern shit, right?
uh
If you can't pour whiskey on it, it don't work, right?
huh.
So this was all new to me. So I have what I had a situation like anything medical. I thought and I woke up like this one day. I think it was pressure from everyday life and running of businesses and taking care of kids and
So was this
being,
what, can I ask a question real quick?
Mhm.
So when you were going through um like your depression state, were you doing anything at the time? Were you working?
Yeah, yes, I was.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I was. And I just started to feel like everything was overwhelming me. I would get panicky. Then it was anxiety attacks, which I had never experienced before. So I thought I was having a heart attack.
Oh my God.
And I told I'm like, I'm having a heart attack. And I'm like, I can't, my heart was racing. I was sweating, like all the signs, right? So we went to the emergency room. They did all these tests on me, blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you're fine. I'm like, but no, I'm not. So I went 3 times to the emergency room in the Chicagoland area. The third time they sent the white coats in at me. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, they thought I was crazy. They're like, is your husband abusing you? I'm like, no.
Oh
I'm like, I'm
my
having a heart attack. You're wasting time here. I'm going to die. Well, anyways, they diagnosed me with like anxiety and depression and all this. I'm like, where did this even come from? So
God.
my
Yeah.
doctor was like, okay, this is probably from stress induced and pressure every day. So let's try to work through this before we give you medication because I didn't want to take medication, right? So we
Yeah.
did acupuncture. I went to just like a talk therapy. Well, there wasn't anything in my childhood. I haven't been abused or neglected or anything like that. So it wasn't anything stemming from that. All right. So then we did the acupuncture. That gave me relief. Um, Believe it or not, I didn't believe in any of that. So I'm like, okay, let me try the meditation. So I got into a ritual every morning. I just ground myself and I do meditation every morning. Whenever the anxiety would get so bad, those are endorphins that just need to get released some way. So I walk. I
When
got a
you
dog.
when you do meditation, right?
Mhm.
Because that's the thing for me. Everyone says to meditate and to ground yourself. But meditating, I can't get my mind to shut off. How do you
Here's how I started because I was like, how in the heck am I going to, I'm not, how am I supposed to ground myself? What does grounding even mean?
yeah, I googled
Okay. Like they would say these big hippie words to me, right? And I'm like, what are you even talking about? So how I found that whenever I first started, and I still find myself doing it, and I do it now to calm myself now, and I've noticed it. I would sit in my bedroom and it cross my legs and I would hum to myself and practice like just go, okay, it sounds weird, right? But I would listen to my own hum and
uh-huh.
my own vibrating of my chest and put my hand on my chest. Not loud, just like you would maybe how to soothe a baby, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. And that you then after you do it 2 or 3 times, then you only listen to that hum and it becomes like a peaceful sound to you. And then after a while, you don't even have to hum. You just sit there and you hear it in your head and it takes you to a quiet place. And then after you practice that a little bit, you can then take yourself to a nice, easy spot, okay, to like where you want to feel comfortable at. Like,
Uh-huh.
say, okay, I need to slow down my mind, my thoughts, my breathing pattern. I'm in a soft spit place. I'm at walking on an ocean. But then you can even advance into different things where you can visually see yourself. I see myself walking into that job interview, and meditating, grounding yourself into that time, that space, and you will feel comfortable in doing it.
Yeah.
So now, whenever I get myself, I couldn't leave my home. So now, whenever I find myself in a nervous situation for myself, is I hear myself humming to in my head, and it makes me center myself back. I'm okay. And I also found that I was walking one day because I get real anxious, and I used to do it in the morning. I don't do it anymore, but get real anxiety ridden in the mornings for some reason. So I got a dog, so I'd have to walk. I have to leave my house because I have a dog I have to walk, right? So got the dog and I felt better. Well, I was kicking rocks one day with the dog walking and I found a rock and I said, oh, that rock's split in two. So I picked it up and I rubbed the rock and it was really soft. So I stuck it in my pocket. Well, if I have to go play, I don't have to do this anymore. Now, this has been 5 years ago. And I would practice these techniques. If I have to go into a crowd or a nervous situation or make a speech, because I worked in a business that I have to get in front of like thousands of people and speak.
Oh,
Well, sometimes I do it on YouTube. I stutter myself and I would put that rock in my pocket and I just rub it. And it takes that nervous energy and I put it into that rock by rubbing it. And it worked.
Tell those they're called worry stones.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that at the time. I do now.
It just
Absolutely.
worked. We went with it.
Girl, it were, honey, I was so desperate for some type of relief for being, I was so depressed and anxiety ridden that my husband had to tell, and this, knowing me, you'd be like, what? I would have to have my husband sit outside the shower and bath to sit with me because I was afraid I was going to die in the shower.
I feel you. I've
Oh
been there.
my god.
Is
And
that
then the
not
thing is
crazy?
that you can't leave your house because you're scared something's gonna happen, but at the same time the walls are closing in, you're getting cabin fever, it gets worse, it makes things, it's like, I was scared of riding a vehicle for the longest time,
I
you
could,
know?
and your mind, and that's the thing about it, is your mind has the ability to control your body. And, but the thing is it's your mind. You are actually
You gotta
controlling your
control it.
mind.
So my next two read after
Mhm.
when you started doing the acupuncture,
Mhm.
what what started happening with that? Like what does that do for you?
Whenever I started acupuncture, it took about, I would say, 5 or 6 sessions to actually show a significant release. Whenever I left this session, and I would say, because I lived about 5 miles from the office there, I would get halfway home and I felt a sense of just relaxation. It wasn't a relaxation that you would get from, a pill relaxation. It was just um, not.
Mhm.
It's not induced by liquor or a pill, or it just felt calm, and it lasted for about 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
It wasn't a weird kind of calm. It wasn't like something
So
that
it's
you've
something you just
taken.
gotta keep going back and doing, just like,
Yeah, I had to keep going back and doing it, but once I learned the coping skills that I needed,
right,
I was good. I still carry it in my purse, but I don't use it. Um, I have a little safety nets like lavender. I
Uh-huh.
take lavender and I put it under my nose and on my wrist. That was a smell that calmed me down. It has a calming effect. It's natural. And I
yeah,
know it sounds weird, but there's this spray that's called cherry blossom.
Uh-huh.
It
Oh,
will,
yeah.
I know what that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
for some reason, I don't know why, but that smell would be make me feel calm and relaxed. So before I would go anywhere, I would take some, put it under my nose, because that's what I would smell constantly while I was gone.
Yeah.
So it make me,
I
so
have
lavender works great.
I have the lavender and sage
Hmm.
spray, and it has the crystal, and I spray my pillow in bed, and like I'll spray a room if it feels a little negative energy, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And or myself. Like it's so calming. It really is.
Lavender is been a lifesaver for me. And so as the year went on during this, I'm going to therapy, I'm going through acupuncture, I'm doing the meditation, I tried the yoga. I'm just wasn't a real big fan of the, not saying that it doesn't work. For me, I just couldn't get into the yoga. So I
Mhm.
did the walking. I still do the walking. I still do the meditation. The acupuncture worked very well. Then I got other coping. So I just didn't like the needle thing all over me because they do stick it. That doesn't hurt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they do stick them in odd places. And
Yeah.
so, because I'm like, she pull out these long needles. I'm like, where the hell you think about sticking them at? You know, but they
Usually,
did
Yeah,
yeah,
not.
they really just use the tip, but it's just so long. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, but they did not hurt because I'm not a needle person. I'm like, oh hell to the no.
Mm-mm.
But no, it did not hurt at all. So I did the whole sessions that she wanted me to do with that, and I did feel relief on that. And I worked at that. I mean, I'm telling you, religiously for an entire year. Um, and then I felt like I could get back out in, and I could go to the store. I could drive.
Yeah.
Now I drive all over the country by myself. I do whatever I want by myself. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you have to dedicate yourself to it. And I'm lucky enough that my family understood. Like my daughter was still in high school at the time, and she's like, "What is going on with my mother?" Well, right? Like I was a different person, and so I just explained it to her. I was open and honest by the way I was feeling, and I needed to have some time to get myself back. And I think as mothers, and I'm not saying that fathers don't either. I can only speak as me as a mother. We put a lot of stress on us, and our minds can only take so much. We
Yeah.
have to have the time,
Yeah.
and we have to be able to sit down, be it once a week, twice a week, and just have time for ourselves. If it's take a bath and remember and be happy that we're women and take care of our bodies like a woman and touch our like this is my arm, I feel it, my hands, these are my feet, you know what I mean? And put lotion on ourselves and just reconnect with us because we move so fast, we forget.
That's what I tell my husband all the time because we're always with kids. I've been with my husband and I've been pregnant most of the time, but like we don't go on dates. I don't get me time. I'm like I need to at least do like once every 2 weeks. I used to go running before I had my hysterectomy, and running really helped me. Like I love to fucking run, but I stopped, and that was something that really helped, And as a mother, to me, I think that's also my one of my biggest problems because I'm like, I grew up a different way than my kids are growing up. Like when I grew up, I had everything I could have wanted, you know, and my kids watching us struggle, like they have everything that they need, you know.
Yeah.
I have everything that they want, but I think I look back at my childhood, and even though I was raised with nannies, and my mom and my stepdad were always at work on vacation, and you know, I look at it and I'm like, dang, I wish I could give my kids. I wish I could take them to the beach whenever they wanted. I wish I could take them to SeaWorld, Disney World. I wish I could do all this. And every time I think like, I'm like, dang, I feel like a failure, and it happens a lot. Like I think about that on a daily
I get
basis.
the same thought.
But
You're not alone. That it's just part of being a mother, and wanting the best in everything for your children. Like, doesn't mean we, have the capability of giving it to them, but we just want that for them. And it's not bad that we can't give it to them. It's just like not everyone is that financially stable to just be able to run off to Disneyland, you
yeah,
know. And, oh my gosh, it's getting even more expensive. I feel like I've missed my chance.
yeah,
Yeah, everything's so expensive now.
it
I
is.
know.
I look at it. I look back also, and I remember the feelings of me wanting my parents. Like I wanted their
Hmm.
love. I didn't feel like I had their love, and that's where our problems come in now because my mom, she's still a workaholic. Like me and my family, we don't we don't connect. I don't speak to my family. I see my mom during the holidays, and I still see her house like all nice and everything. She's never had to struggle, so she doesn't understand where I'm coming from. And um, it's like things happen. I had kids, and I would never take that back ever. But it's sometimes people are so judgmental, and
You feel like the black sheep. You feel frowned.
yeah,
You
definitely.
feel like,
I
you
wish
had a
I had
standard
more
that you were
support.
held to and you couldn't meet it. And that's not fair.
Yeah.
So, do you think some of your depression and anxiety come from those feelings from, your mom and your family
Oh, a
judging
lot
you?
of it is like
Yeah,
our
so that's where your work needs to begin. And even if like there were colleagues that I used to hold a lot because it's a cutthroat world and I live in the Chicagoland area. It's a cutthroat world in that area.
uh-huh.
So you have to walk on people's backs to get up the ladder. It's just the way it is. And there are a few people that I felt bad about what I did. Like, I didn't physically harm them. But did I go behind them and do some things that I probably didn't need to do to get to the position I was in? Absolutely. Right? It's a
Yeah.
cutthroat world. And that's what I did back, 10, 15 years ago. That's
Everyone
exactly
for
what I did.
themselves.
And so, and I had, felt a little guilty about it. And so that's where I had to begin is, am I feeling anxious and depressed because I fired a person that hired me? And I used where she was lacking in education, that I used that against her to take her position. Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So, and I felt guilty about it because I am human, but at the time, I did not feel bad about it. So I had to start there. And I wrote a letter to her, knowing that I was never going to give this letter to her, but I wrote it to her and I apologized to her. And then this is through my therapist, and then we burnt that letter, and it made me feel better to get that emotion out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to suggest, I'm not a therapist, and I've just had a lot of therapy sessions, but I would just start there, start where that's where you need to start your work at, and try to write letters to people that you feel like has hurt you,
Yeah.
and don't give it to them. Don't ever have any intentions of, and burn them suckers, honey, because you don't want anybody to ever catch them. And if you
And
want to cuss them, cuss them.
And that's
You
how
know,
you really release it, is by burning it.
I
That's
mean,
releasing.
this is a lot of my problems do stem from, my family, and I'm willing to just cut it off for my own, my man's family, right? My man's family is, I'm half Mexican, and my man's family is full Mexican, and they are so tight, they're so close, they would never ever ever betray. Like, a lot of
yeah.
Mexican families are really really close, and I love how his family is. And my family, I've never told, I've never really, I've talked about this, but um, my aunt, she basically raised me, and um, we moved in with her for a period of time when one of my sons was not even one yet. And while I was working, she was taking care of the kids, and she got attached to him. So when we moved, she called, this is an aunt that I grew up with. This is an aunt that knew every single thing about me. This is a person that I never would have thought ever. I've never had CPS called on me. I've never hit my kids. I've never done anything. And she called CPS only on him, knowing that all the other kids. So CPS comes, they cancel. I mean, they whatever stop.
To close the case.
Yeah, they close the case, and that shit really, and it's still in my head to this day, that my own blood, my own blood
Same
did
for
that.
you.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, that's hurtful.
my
I've
mom,
had to walk away from family members for my own well-being and mental health.
my
You
mom
have
went
to
to
do it. You have to do it.
my mom went to court with her.
Mm.
Like, and I tried to call my family during this time, like, what are you doing? Like, why? My man was like in shock, like, what the fuck is wrong with your family? You know what I'm saying? And my mom, she goes to court, and and it was a big old thing. And that was what, 5 almost 5 years ago, or yeah, 4 5 years ago. And I forgave my aunt because she has my two oldest kids, and now I live right across the street from her because I wanted to be close to my oldest kids. And I forgave her, but it's still there. That hurt and that pain and the trust and all that paranoid, like, it gets to me. It gets to me a lot.
Well, yeah, because you're a mother and someone threatened to take your babies from you. That's That's
Yeah,
natural feeling with someone that cares about their children, knowing that you take good care of your kids.
knowing
So
that like this woman knows everything. I don't discipline, and I could get into something else, but I'm not gonna call her out like that. But knowing that I'm the type of mother, I don't hit my kids. She called for uh I guess for missed doctor's appointments, which they found out that they've never missed doctor's appointments. So like
that's crazy.
yeah, like it was nuts. It was a really bad time. And I tried, I forgave her, but I really haven't forgiven
Right.
her.
And
It's
that, those are great starting points for you. And I'm going to tell you, once you write things, I don't know why it is so different. I mean, when you talk about things, what it does release things, but whenever you sit by yourself and you write it down on a piece of paper, like a letter to someone, and really tell them how you feel, and then you burn that shit, for some reason it's just like a release, and I don't know why that is. I don't know,
I
but
mean,
it
I don't
does.
know if it's different than because I've spoken to her about it and I've told her every single thing and she apologizes still. Like now she's on
Right.
medication, like she regrets that she ever did that, but maybe I do need to write it all down and
And it also
really,
helps us also whenever you write things down and you go by a timeline, it also, we can realize what type of freaking warriors we are, the things that we went through in our life. And whenever we start back from the time we were, conceived children, or wherever you start in your life, wherever you, if you've had trauma in your life or whatever, and you made it through that, and you made it through this, and you made it through, you're like, Jesus criminy, I'm a freaking war, I'm a badass.
That's right.
And
yeah,
you're like, this is amazing. Like, and
yeah,
I'm okay. Like, I'm still alive. My kids are healthy. I have a roof over my head. I have
yeah,
a great husband, or the things that you're grateful for.
Right.
Then you're like, Jesus criminy, I'm a freaking I killed this shit, right?
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
and it does make you kind of realize what you have, what you've been through, and then you tell them how you feel about this. Is, you fucked me with this. This fucking
yeah,
hurt. And you're an asshole, and I don't like you. I want to hit you. I mean, you can be as just as toxic as you want to be. Man. And then you just burn it, because it's not meant for anyone but you and that piece of paper, and then it's gone. No one's ever got to see it, but you wrote it.
yeah.
You know, it's helped me tremendously, and I'm glad that I'm not anxiety ridden anymore. I'm going to tell you, it was some of the worst times of my life.
It's
I
horrible.
didn't I did not think I was going to make it out of it. I was crying because I cry, and I'm scared, and I don't know if I was going to live, and
Yeah,
it was horrible. I feel whenever I seen that you were talking about mental health, I was like, anytime I'm like, oh my God, I got to hear what this is, because I've been there, man. And I'm telling you, unless you have been at the darkest time of your life, people just don't understand
and
that
that's where I've
how,
been at for the past, I've never been this low before. And I, the only reason I'm here is because of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how my kids are why I'm alive. I could never, ever, ever leave my kids like that. But
and
I
it's
want to get to that point where I also want to live for myself. Like I want to be happy, but I don't even know, I don't know how to be happy.
And I think that we are also put through tests and trials so we can be there for, like, I don't know how old your children are, but they're going to go through things in their life, and you're going to be like, you know what, I can relate to this
Yeah,
because I've been there.
yeah,
Just like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, other things that have, mental illness. And you're like, you can beat this because I was here, and this is some of the things I did. The reason I say that is because my stepdaughter, she had a full term pregnancy during COVID. She went to her last doctor's appointment like a week before she was to deliver her due date. They couldn't find the baby's heartbeat.
Oh my
Now, this
God.
is during, no one in and out of the hospital, no visitors, nobody,
Hold, hold on, I gotta go get a tissue real quick. You
Okay.
hold on, real or yeah, hold on.
I'm so sad. I'm sad that she's so sad. That hurts my heart.
She's been having a rough go of it, and we're trying to be a good support for her. And she needs to set aside at least one day out of the week. She said that running helped her. Set aside one day out of the week where someone can watch those kids, or the older kids can watch the others, and she can go for a good run. It's going to
Yeah.
be good therapy for her.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you that's what helped me a lot too is I set a time I have to walk this dog. That's why I got the dog because then I felt like I'm obligated because the dog's got to pee and go poo poo. So I'm like, got to take the dog. So well, it was more than one time a day, obviously, but I knew that if I dedicate, because I won't abuse an animal, and the animal has to poo poo and pee pee. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this dog, and we're gonna pee, and we're gonna poop outside, and I've stuck to it. And the dog's 8 years old now, so. And I got him as a baby dog. So, and she's been pooping and peeing ever since. And I've been walking right along with
All right, I'm back.
her. So during COVID, she has never had a baby, waited till her 30s to have a baby. And she calls me. And I've never heard this cry come out of a mom in my life. They can't find the baby's heartbeat.
Oh
I'm like,
my
oh
God.
my God. I can't go be with her because no one in and out. Long story short is she lost her baby
Oh
and our
no.
granddaughter. And the weekend
I'm
prior
so
to
sorry.
this, oh, it was horrid. We had the baby shower for her.
Oh
And
my
that
God.
Wednesday, I'm at the funeral home with my husband planning a funeral
That's so
Oh,
sad.
while she's delivering the baby. We named her, she named her Aurora. And
oh
after
what a
she came
pain.
home from the hospital, we had the little funeral for her, which was odd because it was COVID. And she began then to have panic and anxiety attacks. Well, medical reasons, I'm going to die. I'm going to
Traumatic,
have a heart attack. And
going through something
completely
traumatic
understandable.
too can trigger them.
Well, Jesus, criminy, I couldn't, understandable 100% why,
Yeah,
But
yeah,
since I'd been through all of that in the previous years, I'm like, girl, not that I understand your situation, but I understand this anxiety and panic and all this. So I was able to help her through it. And I don't think I would have known her quite the despair she was in if I'd never been at the bottom of the anxiety and depression like I had been in, previous years. Not
right.
that I felt her pain ever. I never have. I could never feel that pain because I've never lost something like, my baby, but
Yeah.
I could reach her where no one else could. And sometimes if you have a really good friend, all you have to say is, I just need you to come here because I need to cry. And sometimes you just need is someone to hold you so you can cry, girl.
Oh my
And let
God,
it
I
out.
said that the other day. I wrote on because I told Garnett I wish she was here I just want one of those hugs. And Garnett was like, I know the hug where you just, what'd you say,
Yeah,
Garnett? And Garnett doesn't live anywhere near me. And, I just wanted to be hugged and held with no words, no
yeah,
judgment. I just wanted that hug. Like,
yeah. And I think that in our society now, and especially COVID, it has us all standing 6 feet apart and whatnot. we- We've lost that embrace. When we see each other, we don't hug anymore. We don't, you know, we don't do that kind of stuff, and that's okay. Good long hugs are good, and that's exactly what I did with my stepdaughter. I literally got in the hospital because we had to work out a deal with the hospital that we could come in with Callie because they wouldn't let us in. I just crawled in the
So
bed with her
horrible.
and just hugged. I couldn't say anything. What can you say? And just held her. That's all I could do. Went to
yeah,
her house and did the same thing. I just held her. Not a word spoken. There's nothing
yeah.
you can say. And that's sometimes women is what we need. We just need to cry it out. You know, I'm not. I can't speak as a man because I'm not. Maybe they need to too. I don't know. But
We
women,
just play violent video games and shoot the shit out of whatever was on the screen and pretend it's talk.
right? Because if I went to my husband, be like, "Honey, just come here," crying out, he'll look at me like, "What?" Now, I speak to him and be like, "I need to cry," and be like, "Come here," you know. But him, I'd be like, "What are you doing?" But no, girl, I feel you, and please, I can give you my personal number if you'd like. I don't know how to do that, but
Yeah.
if you want to reach out, and if you want to run, we can maybe set a time once a week that we're on Messenger Live together. So I'll be like, we're holding each other accountable, you
Yeah.
know,
It'll be
something
Redneck Peloton.
that's right.
What? What did what?
It'll be Redneck Peloton.
Yeah, because I had started a group on Facebook and it's still active. I have different moderators on there now, but I had one for just this stuff like right here. And every morning I would get up and we'd go live, and people that were on my time zone, we'd get up, we'd walk, we'd start our day off like that. And it grew so big. I'm like, I'm done with, but I kind of grew out of it because I wasn't suffering like other people. So I'm like, I need different moderators. Here's the group. I'm still at the admin, but here you go. And it helped people. Like we started a whole daily routine that
That's good.
basically just said, okay, we're not going to let anxiety and depression control us anymore. We're controlling it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
I
it
really
helps.
appreciate that. I left my email in the comments if you just want
Okay.
to email me your
Yeah,
information.
for sure. For sure. I don't know how to really do this on my phone, so I'll have to go back when I'm going to jump down and then make sure I get it, because I'll email you my info. And, please don't hesitate. I'm retired now. So, you know, anytime that you need to talk, or if you want to make a schedule up and say, hey, every Wednesday at whatever, let's go for a walk. Or I'm riding, girl, I can't run anymore, honey, but I can ride my
You're
bicycle.
on Facebook. You're on Facebook too, because I know you're in my
Yeah.
Arctic Fox group.
Yes,
So
I am. Yes, I am.
Well, I'm in Facebook jail, but I'm on my other account. If you here, uh, or Arctic, you can give her my Lexi Gonzalez one, right?
well, I'm not in chat. I'm in StreamYard. So
Hold on.
Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see if this is comment.
and if I leave StreamYard to go to the other chat, it's going to drop me. So
Oh yeah, I got your email right here. So, okay.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it let me. I just
I
screenshotted the
really
thing so I could
appreciate
put it.
it, man. I'm just
No, no problem.
I've never, I've felt I've I felt lows, but the the past 2 weeks has just been hell. I don't even know. I don't know how to describe it. It's
And
a
I know
lot.
around the holidays really super suck too, especially because finances are always tight, and
Yeah,
and then we, as moms, we feel guilty because you're like, man, I wish I could have did more. But
yeah,
let me tell you something. Even when you do more, after a week, those toys are in the closet in a toy box. They don't give a shit.
yeah. I mean, my 3-year-old already broke like 3 of his toys, so I'm
Oh
well,
boy.
Right?
and then you got to
Do you
deal with
want me to?
family coming in and staying as guests. And I'm sorry, when my family comes and stays as guests, that just like fish, they start to stink after a couple of days. So, I mean,
Right?
Lexi, did you want me to drop your Facebook link for her in the comments, or do you want her to just email you?
it doesn't. You could do both, or you can.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know if you want me to put your link to your Facebook on the public post or not.
Yeah,
Is
as long
that
as
what?
it's through the email, and then I'll email her from my actual email account, except two, and
Yeah,
then we can just exchange that way. I don't want her.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. That's
I
why I
have.
was asking.
yeah, she's got enough stalkers already. She don't need that.
Right.
And that's another
Yeah.
thing. Like going through, starting this whole thing. Like I I am a strong. I know I'm strong. I'm a fighter. I I'm a fighter. And these people starting this whole child advocate and this whole people know my heart. I have a great heart. I have a big heart. And the thing is these people with Kyron Horman, them trying to bring up my past, and I was under 20. It's like an everyday thing. They post me in her group, and they try to, and it's
Don't
like
look at it.
I'm
It
an
it
open
don't
fucking
exist.
book. I'm an open fucking book. You
Mhm.
guys try to bring me down every fucking day because
But
you don't
don't
want
allow
me.
them to do that. Don't
No,
look
I
at
don't.
it.
No,
Ignore
I
it.
told her that we're gonna have to get her
Because
a shot collar every time she looks at that
no,
shit.
yes,
it really
because
it doesn't look. I'm
it
not gonna
doesn't
let.
exist if you don't see it.
No,
And
exactly.
she's gonna get bored because no, it's not triggering you. You
No,
just
I'm just
it'll
saying.
go away.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you
it
have been through it with that one. You need to not
oh, no, not
engage.
her. I'm talking about no, not the YouTube one. I'm talking about the
Oh,
Facebook one.
oh yeah,
And
that one too.
and she wrote this long post the other day, and it's like nothing you say can hurt me because I've already been through it all. I'm an open fucking book,
Yeah.
and
Like,
the
you
only
want to know the best piece of advice that was given to me by my therapist? You can't fix stupid. So
Yes,
stop trying to fix stupid and stop paying attention to what stupid says.
that's right.
yeah.
And that
Exactly. And normally they like to take the reflection off of their personal life and put it on somebody else's.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, definitely. Um,
Because once
And
you
none
open up
of those
their
people
closet
are
door,
engaged.
huh?
and once you start opening up someone else's closet door, like other people like that try to talk shit, like that's why I go so hard at Molly Golightly, because that motherfucker got so many skeletons in her closet that she can't even bear to open that door because
Big
they just fall
juicy.
out. Yeah,
Big
She's one
juicy.
fat claw away
yeah.
from her stupid floating alive.
I can't stand that broad. That's why I even got on Facebook. That's or
Wife
YouTube. I didn't
swaps.
I didn't not even ever plan on having a damn YouTube channel, honey. Okay, I hardly have time to get home, really, you know. So and that's only because I did not like her so much because she is just a big fraud. But she's
Oh
got a
yeah.
lot of skeletons, you know. And
Oh,
once you
I'm
start
sure.
looking at someone else's closet, there's
Yeah.
tons of skeletons. So they just like to deflect off of their personal
I
life
mean,
onto someone
they've
else.
even tried to go after Garnett. Garnett's lost a son, lost a grandson. They've
Oh
tried
my
to go
gosh.
after Garnett, and they're just evil fucking people, and that's what I'm saying. Because Garnett is so calm and so,
Uh,
and I'm the one
because
that
I told you the day we started this, I told you I'm going to put it all out there
oh
because
yeah,
I don't want anybody to use that against me.
and they shouldn't
I took
fucking be
all their.
even doing that anyway, and that's the shit that fucking pisses me off because why
It
the
don't
fuck,
bother me none. I told my story first.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
know.
got to, if you're gonna be in this community, you got to be like a duck and just let it all roll off your
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to
Yeah.
fight back. I like to, but
I
I
will.
agree.
It's whenever
I
if anyone ever talks about me, I'll be like, "Do you really fucking think I care what you have to say? Hell
yeah,
no, because you
right?
don't climb in these sheets with me at night in this bed, so I don't
No.
give a fuck what you say. I
Silence
don't.
is golden.
And
No
I don't.
reaction is
Look,
People.
everything.
I
you're,
get
you're
weird ass comments on my after on my videos, some weird ass shit, and I block them, and I don't even respond because I don't know these people in real life. I can't
well,
even
see,
care.
the thing is, we don't ignore this group because it's a group with 50K people, but this lady for 12 years has been spreading misinformation that's hurt Kyron's case. So what
Oh
we
my
do
god.
is we go in there, we screenshot what she says, and then we prove her wrong because
Oh,
we
okay.
want people to see the truth. So
Right,
that's the
right.
only reason why I go into her group You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to have really thick skin in the what we do, because there's always going to be someone like that.
Oh no, that's not.
Always.
I have thick. I'm not scared of that bitch at all. I'm
No,
just,
no. What I mean is, you can't let it get to you. Like, whether it makes you mad, whether it makes you sad, whether it irritates you, whether it just you
Right,
want to go
because
take a
she's
peek
gonna
to
say
see what
what
she's
she's
saying
gonna say.
now. You know.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna say what
And
I'm. Yeah,
and then what you've already exposed, you know, enough. So now you just focus from there. You've got enough followers. They're listening to you. You don't worry about the ones that are following her are going to continue to follow
Oh no,
and
no,
listen
no,
to
no,
the
no,
crap.
that's not true because we get multiple people a week saying, just like Arctic. Arctic, when you first met us, what did you think about Kyron Horman? What
I
did you
thought
think?
that Terry needed to be put under the jail because there was a lot of
Right.
misinformation that was put
Exactly.
on his back.
And so
Yeah, but
every
my point is that you've already got these people's eyes open.
no, but
And
there's more
but
eyes to be open. There's more.
true, but you can't post in her group where they're all at.
No, but that's
You know
why
what I
we have
mean?
our group to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. But like I'm saying, you it's gonna bring heat and you just ignore that because
Oh yeah,
you've got a task at hand,
yeah. I
you
was
know.
saying the reason
You build this channel and you build it on a solid reputation, and you'll get to a point where you'll have people that come in your comment section and say something awkward, side eyed towards you, and your subs will sit there and defend your ass.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Let someone say something about me in my comment section and see if my subs don't come to my defense.
Well, you already know I'm one of them.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
people won't say off the collar things in on your YouTube channel, or they get attacked, or they just get blocked by their mods. I tell people just block them.
I've been blocked. I have no worries.
I'm like, I don't care. I don't, I'm not looking to be
I
YouTube
defend when it
famous.
needs to be. Yeah.
I just like to talk shit about certain creators, and sometimes, I like to talk about some of the crime stuff, but usually I just like to have fun with old saggy movies.
Well, hey, in fairness,
Sloppy Molly.
Molly's going to do the right thing when she dies. I heard that she's already donated her titties to Microsoft. That way, when she dies, they can recycle the silicone and make computers for underprivileged kids.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's exactly what she's gonna do, and then they can suck all the Botox out of her face too. Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Oh,
But you know what? It took all I had though. 'Cause see, out right now I'm in Florida. I'm in the southern part of Florida, and for the winter. And whenever she was up in Bradenton, I was gonna go to that thing, and my husband's like, "Don't do that." And I said, "If she has another meet and greet, honey, I'm going. I won't. Not gonna ever announce that I'm going.
Bring your bullhorn if you go. Bring a bullhorn.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm gonna be."
Molly's been looking a little deflated and off balance here lately, so I expect her next sponsor to be Fix-A-Flat.
Oh my God.
You know what? I'm gonna bring one. I'll bring a can of Fix-A-Flat. I'll be like, "This is a gift from another creator. I won't mention your name unless you want me to." I'll even put a bow on it. Like, you're looking a little lopsided.
You know what? If they've seen my 12 days of Griftmas video that I put out, they know exactly how I feel about them. So.
But no, I was gonna go, but I told my husband, I said, if she does another one, I'm going.
Hold on, I'm about to find that because I still haven't watched. You sent it in the chat, but I haven't. Hold on, let me
That's freaking great. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Drop the link.
Hold on, I'm about to find it. Hold on.
I gotta see this.
It's hold on.
It's hilarious. It really is.
It is. It's under shorts, right?
Hold on a second. I'll find it.
Or maybe I did see it. I can't remember. That's part of my Hashimoto's. I have foggy brain sometimes. I'm like, watch, I've seen it.
Hold on.
Because it does sound a little familiar.
Let's see.
Oh, I
I
know where to
couldn't.
find it. Hold on. Under checking convictions, she shared it. Hold on.
Yeah, use checkings because it's a little bit better than the one that I did on my channel.
Yeah, she found it. I mean, here it is. All right. Let me share my. Hold on. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Share.
Tons and
Oh,
tons and
wait.
tons of cases.
Why
Go to his
isn't-
channel.
Hold on. What?
Pick 5 of
Why is
them.
it
And
not
over the next
playing?
days, share.
Yep.
Hold on. Let me look at my speaker. Oh, it's my speakers. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not. What the fuck?
5 it is.
And yeah,
What the hell?
I challenge you to do what Garnett said. That's a good idea.
Can you
Let's
guys
put
hear
out
it?
I will do so.
Yeah.
And my commitment.
You
Go ahead,
can?
Arctic. Take it
All
away
right,
with your
so
Christmas
in
story.
the spirit of the holidays, I've written a little poem called The Night Before Griftmas. It was the night before Griftmas when all through the chats, all the grifters were stirring, raising the house and the cash apps. We're scrolling along the screens with dollars and the hopes that Turtle Dolly soon would be there. Molly Golightly was nestled all snug in her bra, and visions of dollar signs danced in her head. Dolly in his turtle shell and Ziggy in her mask had just doubled down for a big cash app. When out in the chat arose such a clatter, Benny sprang from the basement to see what was the matter. Away to the super chat he flew like a flash, ignored all the others to cash in on chat. The cling and the clangs of the money did flow. Bullhorn Betty's voice thundered and bellowed. When what to their wondering eyes should appear but a big mega sticker for Justin the queer. With a little old PP so flaccid and lifeless, I knew in a moment it must be Upchurch. More rapid than the Mustangs, the cash apps they came and whistled and shouted
so I can't laugh
and
with y'all.
called Kylie's name. Now Kylie, now Summer, now Gabby and Quentin, on Michael, on Gernon, and Bigsby, to the top of the wish list, to the top of the Venmo. Now chat away, chat away, chat away all. As fast as they block the troll in the chat, when they come on in and call Ziggy fat, they had the mods go through and pitch their merch while grifting and chatting with the personality of a birch. And then in the twinkling, I saw on the screen Ziggy's fake tears and running Maybelline. As I watched in amazement, taking it in, I heard a pop and silicone fly in. It was an implant all exploded and leaking, and Molly's dress was all gooey and sticking. A big massive leak in her booty did have. And out from the garage, Fix-A-Flat Justin did grab. His eyes how they twinkle at the fake titty, and we all waited for Betty to say something shitty. Into the chat came a small feller, a preacher, and a fortune teller. The stench of Eve he brought in the room, and vapors of yeast and tuna filled the room. She was skanky and grifting and had a big ball, and she wasn't psychic enough to find them all. He was preachy and nasty and big on himself, and I knew he was likely hung like an elf. He spoke not a word and went straight to work and filled all the super chats, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, up Justin's chimney, Tyler did rose. He sprayed. I'm going to leave that last part out. And I heard them exclaim in the crash of King's might, Merry Griftmas to all, and to all a good night.
Oh, that was so good. My cheeks are so sore from laughing.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. That is fantastic. Oh,
Why couldn't
Oh my
I
God, my cheeks burn right now.
I couldn't hear it.
No,
I don't know.
you
why.
didn't hear it?
I don't know why you couldn't hear it.
I don't know.
Oh my God. That was golden. Oh, good job. I love that.
Oh, where did my next two red go?
Mhm.
I don't know.
I couldn't hear it though, but yeah, it was hilarious because I've heard it before, but I wanted to hear that one. That is so weird. You guys could hear it and I couldn't.
Huh. That is weird.
I don't know.
No, that's odd.
Oh,
Button.
Well, watch it when we're done because that was hilarious. My cheeks are still sore.
yeah, it's definitely. Oh my god.
I needed that laugh. Thank you for that. That was good. So true, too.
And
Huh?
my hubby's gonna be home from work soonish, so I am gonna get off of here.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I love you, Garnett, and thank you for everything. You are definitely
You know, anytime, you know.
this
I
this
think this was good for all of us. We needed this.
this girl right here is just you're amazing, and I just wish I don't know.
She
I
has a
don't know
pure soul.
because you are amazing as well. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this for anybody else. You know that.
I mean, you don't know how much you've done for me just by being there, and
I will be there tomorrow. I will be there always, honey.
and
Oh,
and I love you to death. I really do.
I will talk to you tomorrow if I don't talk to you later tonight.
All right, I love you.
Love you guys. Have a good night. Thank you
You
for
too.
sharing with us. We will talk soon.
All right, bye.
Good night.
All right, guys. Thanks for letting me up, and I'll reach out to you. And I hope that you guys have a good evening.
Oh,
You
thank
too.
You too.
And Arctic, I'm sorry, that was hilarious. I was wiping my eyes and I pushed the wrong button, and off I went. I was like, "Oh no!" I would have jumped back on here and say sorry. I had my glasses on. I was a hot mess. All
When I
right, guys. We'll
see
see
it,
you.
I will look. I'll look for your email, and I really
Okay.
appreciate you. Reaching out. I really
My
appreciate
my
it.
pleasure. My pleasure. You guys take care.
You too.
You
Thank
too.
Bye bye.
Bye.
you. Yeah. This was just a little bit of a different show.
Well, it's good to normalize this and to have a place for people to come and be able to relate. And this, I needed this. What I don't know if you realized it. I think we all did, but I think it was a good show, and you should do it more often.
Yeah.
You know, we all got to decompress. And like I said, you need to take one day for yourself a week and go for a run.
Yeah.
Let the older kids watch the younger kids, whatever needs to take place, but make that one day for yourself so that you can go for a run and relax. For me, it's going for a drive or it's going out to the track.
Yeah.
But we all have that one thing that works to help us alleviate stress.
Yeah.
I just
So true.
I gotta find myself again. I feel like I've lost myself, and it's just
And that can happen very easily
yeah,
when you're a mother, and
exactly because it's all about the kids, my kids,
absolutely.
and I
And,
think that
I just want to say that mental health is real. And if
Oh, yeah.
anyone out there is struggling, 988, just dial it.
Yes.
We don't,
Thank you
we
for
don't,
putting that out there.
are you going? Yeah, we will definitely be going to do more. I'll probably stay a little bit on here if anyone's still watching, but we will be doing this more often. But it'll be different, kind of different topics. I've who brought it up to us the
Oh,
other day that it was Six Sense Amelia that we needed to like maybe once a week do a different kind of show. Um, just because a lot of this is too much, you know,
Repetitive.
yeah, it's too much for people. It's
Well, I mean, when we're covering those CPS cases all week, that's a real downer. I
yeah,
mean,
it is. It's definitely, we still have lots to go, and we were supposed to do some today, but I'm doing them for tomorrow. I know you had a long day, so tomorrow, just message me the times you want me to put them for.
I should be free most of the day tomorrow, so
All right. Well,
but in the mornings I do want to try to set aside a couple hours to try to get some videos out. I only got 3 videos out today, which is not
you
much.
had a lot to do today, so you had a reason.
Well,
And
yeah, and I was also on a 4-hour panel. And Barbara, you know where to find me live now. This is where I've been doing all the lives, is over on this channel.
what do you mean you need to find someone? Oh, are you talk? Didn't we talk? No, that wasn't you. That was Harley. I need to find someone who. What do you mean?
I'm like, do you need someone to talk to, or do you need us to find someone that's missing? Because we have, we're advocates for the missing, but we're talking about emotional supporting each other. So
Well,
I was trying to figure that out too.
Barbara's son was found, but unfortunately he was
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh wait, Barbara, is that our good?
Timmy's mom, Timmy
Oh
D's.
my gosh, yes. Oh, Barbara, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. Arctic has told me the story, and I am so sorry. I God, I yeah. You can reach me. There's my email, my Facebook, or I mean, whatever is easier.
And she's got my number. She knows that she
And
can call me anytime.
you can reach out to me too.
Here's hold on. I'm gonna write my email again. So if you want to get my Facebook or my phone number, just email me. Let me know who you are. I'm here anytime to talk because I know how it is. I'm needing to talk to somebody every day. Sarah, you've been there as well, at a lot of times, and like those days, you're like, "Are you okay?" It's like
Yep.
when something's going on.
Yep.
You
I
know,
have multiple people that I talk to every day, even on my worst days, and
wait,
I won't even tell nobody. I just want to be there for everyone because I can relate.
hold on, Christina. My birthday is your daughter's birthday, but that Alyssa is my daughter's name. So we have this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's awesome. My email is my daughter's name. It's because I forget
that's neat.
everything. So Alyssa Gonzalez is something I will never forget. But yeah, Sarah, you're definitely, one of the ones that always just know when something's not right. And I really appreciate it. I really
I love you, and if I feel like you're in a bad place, and I will I will stalk your messenger until I can
oh,
get you to respond.
you wrote Garnett because you were
Yes,
worried.
I did.
Sarah types out these novels to us, and I swear she copies and pastes them to every one of us, so she don't have to type it out for every person.
Literally, I don't forward them. I voice text them, and I just have
Is that?
all my thoughts memorized. So it's probably all the same. But yeah, when I couldn't get a hold of you for a couple of days, I'm like, screw this. I'm messaging Garnett because they talk every day, and I need to know she's okay.
Well, I really appreciate it. I was just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I
hopefully,
get it.
hopefully I'll get out of this.
Funk.
Yeah, this fun. I know there's people going through a lot more, like Barbara. my heart goes out to you for losing your child. I could never.
I can't relate to that,
And
but I can relate to depression and anxiety and all that stuff. And I'm just good, I'm good. I'm good talker. I'm a healer. I can't heal myself, but I can heal others.
and I give other people advice, and I don't know how to take my own.
I'm the same way. I always say that I need to practice what I preach.
But I definitely think, yeah, like this will be, we'll do something different every week. Um, it it's a lot, going through these cases and telling the stories that need to be told. So
Hmm.
we do it.
And the thing is that we see stuff that really pisses us off. Like in Barbara's case, they're still jerking her around on Timmy's case. They're trying to close it out. I mean, literally, she had to raise $5,000 to get an independent autopsy done on her son because Fredericktown is fucking her around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, that's bullshit, and we need to all come together and think of something.
Things just have to change.
Yeah. We'll talk after this, but uh, I
You
just
know, I mean, stuff like that. And then yesterday, I'm sitting here putting my schedule together for cases I want to cover. And I come across the case of a 2-month-old baby out of Austin, Texas, that's been missing since the 8th of December. And they didn't even put out a presser on this girl, or a press release, I should say. They didn't even have a presser. They just put out a statement that this girl's been missing since the 8th. And they put the press statement out yesterday.
But when was she reported? Was she reported right away?
She was reported to Austin police as missing on the 8th of December, not by her parents. I think it was CPS that made the report. However,
Oh, no, another one of those.
yes, however, Austin authorities didn't release it to the public until yesterday. So all this valuable time that her face has been circulating out on social media, 21 days pass, and I was just able to get her face out yesterday.
Wow. They were probably focusing on the parents, which is what probably the right thing to do. But at the same time, someone might know something, put it out there. Someone might come forward and say, they might know something.
Well, or someone taking the child because they don't know where the parents or the child are at this point. They're looking for
the parents are missing too. Okay.
Correct. So they've been uncooperative with the investigation, uncooperative with CPS. The father has a history of abuse and drug abuse. So, I mean.
So do you think they're just on the run with the baby so that the baby won't be taken?
Well,
or do you think they might have?
All the other children are in CPS custody. So, yes, I do think they're on the run with that.
Well, then they should have had that out as an Amber Alert immediately.
Oh, yeah, and there's still no Amber Alert. There's not an Amber Alert out.
Not even a BOLO, because I haven't heard about this yet. I might have seen it on your thing. I don't know.
I just put a video out on it yesterday, and yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the Aware Foundation, they didn't do a flyer for it yet, but they did have the news story posted to their page. I mean,
I also want to say, because somebody brought up Lucian's case, you guys, I want everybody that stupid hate group that I wrote. I did a video on when Lucian first went missing.
Yeah.
Owe the family a huge apology. A huge apology.
Oh, I will say a couple things. There, the public always has a way of misconstruing your opinion on a case. Like, so at the beginning of Lucian's case, I was a little skeptical of what really went down, and that's because there was a woman who was at the park that day with her kids or something, and she saw the dad and the baby and the brother and never ever saw Lucian. And then she said they never even were down by the water when dad said they were down by the water, and then went back up to the car to change the little girl. And so there was just so many witnesses coming forward saying weird things that were making us, well, me, I can only speak for myself, was making me a little suspicious. And I expressed that, though, I questioned the uncle to get the truth because I'm a fact person. And, you know, I ended up seeing what was really going on.
Well,
So,
And that's the deal.
that's
If you're a fact person, you don't go by all these rumors and bullshit, supposed witnesses that are coming forward on Facebook. You go by what's out there that's put out by law enforcement, what's put out by the
right.
legitimate press. You know,
Well,
and that's
law enforcement wasn't very forthcoming either, and they were
well, there's
they
reasons
because
for
I
that.
had screenshots where they contradicted themselves a couple times. He was on camera, then he wasn't, and
Well, that's
we
I'll
we
give
had a
you that.
camera going one way and he wasn't on it, but there's no cameras going this other way, so we can't see if he went that way.
Well,
And then
I've got issues with how law enforcement handled this one for sure, because after 4 days they were ready
oh
to
yeah,
give up looking for him. Oh, it's too dangerous.
you guys can
yeah.
always listen to the media. You guys cannot.
The media, not even always. I'm sorry, they've messed up. They've
Well, that's
done
true.
the
There's some
same
cases
thing.
that there's some cases that the media's gotten it wrong. I mean, the media was part of the reason why a lot of the misinformation about Chiron got spread. But
Right.
It was. That's because of that one person.
The only person I wait for law enforcement, but sometimes you can't believe everything they say either, because if they're at a loss, if they're at a crossroads, they don't want to admit that.
Barbara,
well,
You know?
I would much rather go with what they put out
hi,
than by what.
Hi.
But my thing was, you know, I wanted to believe this mother who was at the park that day that sounded like she, you know,
people.
really was concerned. And I didn't, you know, run too far with it, but I entertained the idea of it could, well, you police do too. I mean,
Well,
come on,
and
get real.
here's the thing.
You
A
guys,
little bit of speculation is fine as
But
long
a
as
lot of
you make
people took it too
sure.
far.
As long as you make sure that you're pointing out that this is just your opinion, that all people are innocent until proven guilty, and that you don't know for certain what happened. But the problem is that these
Absolutely.
people were out here putting it out as fact that this family did something to Lucian, that
Right.
they were ready to drag and quarter these people and hang them. And I'm like,
Yeah, it went way too
you know,
far.
and I think, you know, I've been one of the big advocates for Monkey, and they did the same thing to Brandy and Tyler. And it pisses me off because I'm tired
I
of
will
seeing families
say,
re-victimized over and over and over.
hold on, you guys. Barbara, I just
Yeah.
want to say I am so sorry.
Thank
I
you.
I am so sorry. I can't even imagine the pain that you are going through, and it's the holidays.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is this is like my first Christmas without my kids. Honestly, I saw that your thing was about mental health tonight, and I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. I don't even want to be here.
Well, I know. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. But you have to be, just think, you have to be here to get, you need justice for your son. And you need, and you can, I don't want to say that.
Well,
You,
the last thing that Timmy would want is for you to be having thoughts of hurting yourself.
I know,
exactly.
Thomas, and I know that both of my kids don't want me to be miserable. I do. That's what's kept me going today. Today's been rough.
Yes.
Christmas, the New Year's, just it's all just hard. But
You have to be here to get justice, and you can help.
they're still giving me the runaround with the paperwork, and that I feel like I'm being tortured by the police.
Okay, so tell me everything over in this whole situation. I don't.
Oh, we'd be
It's
here all night.
wrong. Yeah.
I mean, what paperwork? Why is there? Why?
They still haven't given her the complete first autopsy so that she can get the independent autopsy done.
So
They're giving
I
her
got that
okay,
done.
but are they saying that?
okay.
I just got that done yesterday.
Okay.
But the problem is that I found out yesterday that they closed the case 2 days after they found Timmy. But when I went and talked to them on August the 12th, they didn't say anything about the case being closed, and they closed the case on July 24th. You tell me how that happens.
So did they? Is it? They said it was murder. How? What happened? How did he?
Undetermined.
What they're trying to say is that Timmy was high on drugs and that he ran and he passed out in a dry creek bed and froze to death due to hypothermia.
Okay.
Oh my.
Telling me that. Yes.
And I
Now,
just got all the pictures, and there's and I've had to pay. I had to pay $510 yesterday just to get the report back, and I did that. I did the Sunshine Act law on October the 25th, and I still don't have all the paperwork. It's every
Wow.
time I turn around, it's another excuse.
It's definitely bullshit, and I feel.
And I just hear this. Just because a case is closed doesn't mean it won't be reopened. I've seen plenty of cases be reopened.
Oh, it's going to be reopened because when it warms up, I'm going to be sitting in front of their courthouse every day again, like I did last summer.
Yeah. I mean, just have that hope that don't I know that's hard to hear that they closed it, especially didn't even notify you. You found out by you contacting them, correct?
There's a lot to this. There are several cases in Fredericktown that we have people either missing or dead under very suspicious circumstances. There were two cases where people were ruled suicides, one of which was overturned by an independent autopsy. The second one, the dude was found rolled up in a rug in the fucking attic of a house, and they said that he killed himself. So I guess he rolled himself up in a rug after he shot himself.
Oh, I got a new one for you, Thomas, that I found out after the Durante, the one that was supposed to have shot himself in the attic. Well, on October, I got these cases. I don't even have to look them up. There's another case of that girl's name's Ashley. She had 3 kids. She was fighting with this girl, Bobby Boone, that's involved in every one of these cases. This girl, Bobby Boone's her name. Well, she was fighting with this girl named Ashley, and I
need a bathroom break. Hold on. But you guys can keep going. Sorry.
I actually got text messages from this girl, Ashley, texting her mom. And she's telling her mom that she's either going to jail or she's going to be dead tonight. She ended up dead. She was beating up Bobby Boone. Bobby Boone's husband's in the drug gang. He snapped her neck. He put her in the bathroom and said that they're saying it's a suicide. It's a crazy case too. That was October 8th of 2021. She weighed 160 pounds and she hung herself off a shower curtain rod. How does that happen?
Yeah, I know that case. I've talked about that case with other creators. There's no way, because if you tap my shower curtain rod too hard, it falls. There's no way anyone hung this stuff.
I only weigh 110 pounds. I couldn't hang myself off my shower curtain rod.
No one could. You couldn't hang a kindergartner off a shower curtain rod without it falling.
And her kids are sitting in foster care. It's just so sad to me that the poor kids had to crawl in the window, find their mom dead, and now they're sitting in foster care.
The system's so broken.
Okay, so Madison County, which is where all this shit takes place, they were getting so much feedback on their fucking Facebook page that they deleted their Facebook page.
Right, and they're all the same highway patrol and the same sheriff is on these cases.
And it's not just, the ones that have died suspiciously. There's missing people that have gone missing under suspicious circumstances, and they're not doing anything to try to find those people either. Like Timmy. Timmy was missing when I first got on this case. They weren't even trying to find Timmy.
They wouldn't do anything for me, Thomas. If you remember, for 6 weeks, nothing.
I know. I know. And then, here's the deal. First, okay, he makes a 911 call, and they try to say that the call wasn't recorded. First, it was because the system got hit by, well, no, first, it was that the funding got cut and they didn't have the funds to record all the 911 calls. Then the recording equipment got struck by lightning. Well, eventually, the transcript of the 911 call was found. It got posted to social media. So, I mean,
I went and got it from them. They released
well, yeah,
it to
and then
me.
I immediately posted it up on my channel and everything. So I mean, these people, they lie, and the sheriff, Katie, she's gotten caught in lie after lie after lie through the years.
Oh, you don't know what happened just recently. So the chief of police there, I talked to him when I first showed up at the courthouse, right? He had his body cam on, all this. I did the Sunshine Act law on him, and I got a paper. I can read it to you. It says, unfortunately, lightning struck on August 3rd, so we don't have that footage. Come on. I guess lightning strikes that place when it's convenient and you want something from them.
I was just thinking how convenient for them.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
It sounds like this is like a horror movie town. There's some deep dark secrets and some cover-ups and something going down.
Yeah, I'll be back at Jeff City on January the 11th, and I made signs. I will be there from 11 to 5 at the
So check this, Sarah. So Timmy went missing on the 28th of February. There, about what date was that check-in, Barbara, on his Facebook?
The 27th of March.
The 27th of March. There's a check-in from Fredericktown, Missouri, from Timmy's Facebook account. And then once the whoever's responsible for Timmy's death realized what they had done, it mysteriously gets deleted from his Facebook. So when they find Timmy's body, his phone's nowhere to be found, and they're trying to claim that the river or the creek washed it away from his body. And so if it was washed away from his body on the 28th when he passed out from a drug overdose, how did they use his phone to post to Facebook and check in on the 27th of March?
Exactly.
And then when I went on August the 12th, I went to the highway patrol. I showed them that check-in. They told me they were going to check it out and everything. Well, then I just found out yesterday they had already closed the case on the 24th of July. So when I was there on August 12th, they weren't going to do anything anyway.
Go. Wow.
They acted like they were going to do something, but they didn't tell me they had already closed the case on July 24th. I was there on August 12th. They didn't tell me the case was closed then.
That's wild.
They dropped the ball every step of the way. When they were first off, Barbara did a search on her own with a friend of theirs that has search and rescue dogs, canine, the decomp sniffer dogs. Well, they took the dogs over to these storage buildings, and they hit in between two different storage buildings. Well, law enforcement let them into one building, but wouldn't let them into the other one, claiming that it had already been checked and that it belonged to, ding, 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 a cop.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I got that paperwork, but I do not have the paperwork yet from the highway patrol. And I did the Sunshine Act law, sent all the paperwork to them on October 25th. They said they have 72 hours by law to contact you and let you know that they have it, which I certified lettered it to them all. So I knew exactly what time they've got it. Okay. And now we're still, what's today's date? 20? I still haven't gotten all the paperwork yet. And they had 30 days from that day, from after the 72 hours.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Barbara.
Wow.
friends with you on Facebook on my other one, but I have this new Facebook. I just added you.
Okay.
I think
But
I'm friends with
the
her on
thing
my
is,
Facebook too, actually.
I just don't understand how they can just keep keeping this paperwork from me. I'm getting nowhere.
Well, and that's the thing too, because we've even reached out to the Attorney General's office, and the Attorney General's solution was, well, you need to talk to the police chief there. Well, the police chief is the one that's causing the major issues.
Yeah, but a good
Wow.
thing is we got a new attorney general that's coming in office
Have you tried to
January.
speak to a lawyer of some type that can?
I have called lawyers and they don't call me back.
What about a private investigator?
Oh, they want a ton of money I don't
Oh,
have.
I
Did
know. You're
They're
right.
trying.
Mike ever
They're
call
pretty
you back?
much breaking me. I mean, they're
Yeah.
breaking me. The last bit of money I spent was for this paperwork.
Did Mike ever get back with you?
No,
Did you ever send him the statement from the dude that was there at the search that he asked you for?
he he told me to just send you what I had, and I sent you what I had.
Well,
I
I
taught.
forwarded
He
that, but he
told
also
me,
told you that he needed statements from the search and
yeah,
rescue team.
and I called the guy, and he said to when Mike called me back, which Mike was supposed to call me that Wednesday, and he never did. And he told me to ask this the guy, if Billy's his name, if he would talk to him. And Billy said he would do absolutely anything he could to help me because he said that the police treated him horrible when he was there with them cadaver dogs.
Okay, well, next time I talk to Mike, because he hasn't called me either. So next time he calls me asking me to cover a case for him or whatever, I'll be like, okay, I can do that, but you need to call Barbara.
Okay. And then guess what else happened, Thomas? My letter for the Sunshine Act to Katie, the sheriff, I didn't hear from her at all, but I have a receipt at 9:54 in the morning on the 25th. She picked up the paperwork, the Sunshine Act law from me. I have the receipt of it because I keep up with everything. And so I didn't get it, and I didn't get it. A month goes by, and then I get a letter in the mail from her saying she doesn't have anything. It has the wrong address, and it's in red letters with a circle said wrong address, but it's got the right address on it. I ain't heard nothing from her.
Oh,
It's just getting crazier and crazier. I feel like I'm being tortured by these people. It's not
Something.
bad enough
I'm
I
so
lost my
sorry. That's
son.
so terrible.
I mean, it's not bad enough I lost my son, but it's like they get off on torturing you and talking to you like you're a piece of crap on the road.
I'm so sorry. I can't even.
It's all right because, like I said, I've already made arrangements. I'm going to be living back at that courthouse this as soon as it warms up. That's where I'm going, and they're not getting rid of me until they do something. They're not going to close this case, and do nothing. When as long as I'm alive, they're not going to.
Well, I've definitely been keeping Timmy's name out there on every panel that I go on and everything, and we're not going to stop until we get justice for him. This is bullshit.
I think the only reason everybody I've had so many good people message me though and say some beautiful things. It makes me cry. They're so sweet. And they said that there's no doubt in their minds that Timmy wasn't found. They were only found, and they gave Timmy to me because I lived at their courthouse and they wanted me to go away. Well, I'm going to be living at their courthouse again since they closed the case. And they're going to have to open it back up and find out what happened to him. They're not going to just tell me that a 25-year-old young man runs in the woods, lays down, and dies.
Yeah, especially when he's got trauma to his skull and teeth knocked out of his mouth.
We will get together and we will all talk, come up with some ideas, some things that we can do. Um, we'll have
I've
to.
really kind of been staying quiet because I'm waiting on this paperwork. Like I said yesterday, they got another $510 out of me. And they said it's going to take them maybe 3 weeks to get it to me. Well, when I get this next paperwork, I'm not going to shut up to anybody. I'm just being honest with you guys. It's going to go everywhere because I am not The only reason why I haven't said
Have
very
you
much is because
contacted the media?
no, I haven't contacted anybody because I'm afraid that they won't get me the paperwork if I do anything.
Once she gets her paperwork, we're going to do another live on my channel for sure. And we will also tag all the news outlets in that live.
We need to send information in as well to every news outlet we could think of after the paperwork.
And the main thing is that I guess I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing is I just want change because, I know what my life has been like hell. It's been hell. I hate it. I hate it. But I do not want another person to ever feel this way.
And that's why, yeah.
For them, for me to
no,
have to beg them for 6 weeks when they could have pinged that phone, they wouldn't ping the phone. And then when I called the phone company, they tell me that the police have to do it, and then you can't get the police to do anything. I mean, there's a guy missing right now that they can't find. He's got a kid I heard about. And it's like, well, ping the phone. Well, you can't do that. It's a privacy thing. Well, what do you do for adults when you can't find them? I understand adults don't want to be found sometime, but can't you just at least say, hey, they're safe? So people don't have to live this way. A law needs to be changed on that.
Well, here's the deal. There was a case that I was working, and I'm not going to put any names out, but the girl that was missing, she was an adult. She went missing of her own accord. She was verified and talked to by law enforcement. They said that she was fine, that she seemed to be coherent and everything. And to this day, that girl's mother cannot accept that girl is fine and that she left of her own accord.
I know who you're talking about because I shared that because Timmy had a lot of friends in that area. So I shared that so it would get it around that area too. I shared it off of your thing, actually, Thomas.
So, I mean, it is what it is. There are those cases where people do go missing of their own accord, and I do understand the privacy thing, but at the same time, what does it hurt to ping their phone, get their location, and then law enforcement can go and say, hey, look, are you safe? Are you all right?
Or are you just trying to disappear?
And then it would give
if
us
you're disappearing, then that's fine.
Yeah, it would give us parents at least some peace of mind. But people like when I was on the news after the 6 weeks, then they finally did the search. They had me on the news and they were people were judging me for talking about Timmy in the past. And the reason I did that was because I knew in my heart he wasn't alive. I knew that.
The media.
I mean, I felt it. I knew it. It's weird, but I knew he wasn't alive anymore because I know Timmy would have not went that long without talking to me. I know that.
Well, and then there was also the messages that Caleb had sent to his friend saying that he beat Timmy with a baseball bat.
So. Right.
Oh my!
And Caleb's still got other charges against him now.
And
he's been in trouble every month.
And did they investigate that kid?
Oh yeah. They believe him. They told me.
What did wait? A friend said he beat Timmy with a baseball bat.
Said he was going to. I got text messaging somebody saying he's going to.
Oh God!
That ain't half of it. So then when I went to the highway patrol on the 12th of August, and I was talking to him, I said, well, there was a guy that was arrested that night when the police arrived there. Within 5 minutes of that 911 call Timmy made, he had warrants, so they arrested him. I said, well, Caleb had warrants too, Timmy's friend. Why didn't you arrest him? I said, nobody talked to him, did they? And they go, well, he was in the house. I go, well, how do you know he was in the house? And they said, well, because he said so. I said, oh, so him and this 47-year-old meth cooker say they were in the house, and you believe that, but you don't believe anything my son said because he's not here to defend himself?
That is bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
That is.
And they pretty much ran me off and said, well, he told me he was never going to speak to me again. that I've done nothing but twist his words and make him look foolish.
That hey Slug, how are you?
That's just insane.
Sluggy.
It's
Well,
all
you
right, Thomas. There's a lot of things I've got going right now. I'm just waiting for this paperwork, and they wouldn't even let me pay for it until yesterday.
Well, whenever you know that you've got an open platform over on my channel, and whenever you're ready to come on, just let me know and we'll do it.
Okay. But I got some recordings too.
That's fine. We'll play them.
and
I started recording every conversation I had with anybody
yes, you need to do that
because
definitely.
I was tired of the way they were talking to me and treating me.
But you guys, I have to cut this live a little short.
Yeah, I need to get some sleep. But
Yeah.
thank you guys.
I
Thank you all.
Barbara,
Oh,
if
well, you're welcome.
you ever need anyone to speak to, you can message me on Facebook, and I am here.
Same here.
Thank you. I just been getting really depressed this
Sorry.
past. I mean, it's been depressing, all of it, but lately it's been really
You
bad.
can't give up. You cannot give up, and you have a lot of people behind you, and I'm so sorry. Um, thank you, Christina. You are too. Thank you for supporting.
Thank all of you guys. So you guys, I mean,
Thank
Arctic,
you,
if it
Christina.
wasn't for you, nobody would even know about Timmy, I don't think.
Aw.
Well, all I do is sit and
Arctic's an angel. He really is.
all I do is make videos. If it wasn't for the subs
Yeah.
sharing it out, then no one would ever get found or heard about.
Yeah, but you really put in a lot of work and time into those videos, and you make them very well.
If it wasn't for Arctic, I don't even think Timmy would have known, or anybody would have known Timmy was missing. He was the very first person that reached out to me and helped me. I really did believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love you guys for what you guys do. I know a lot of people judge that, but I support everything you guys do for us families. I don't know what I would have done without Thomas.
Well,
that.
that's what we're here for, because we know that every missing person needs a voice, and unfortunately, certain creators out there only care about a select few that will bring the clicks and views.
Yeah, I've got on a few of them that just want a bunch of money, so I deleted myself.
Yeah.
All they ask for is money, money, money. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have money. I'm trying to pay for paperwork and all the stuff I got to do. I mean, we're not all rich.
Nope. Well, my prayers are going out to you, Barbara, and we will speak soon. And just remember, you're not alone. I know it's so hard for you right now, but you're not alone, and you cannot give up. Your son needs justice, and
I know, and you wouldn't want me to be here miserable. I know that. I try to remind myself that daily. It's the night times that I have the hard time with, and I got on here listening to you guys tonight, and I just started bawling, and I
just remember what I told you, Barbara. Once all this is said and done, and we get Timmy justice, consider doing that foster parenting thing. I think you would make an amazing foster parent. You've got so much love to give a child, and I think that
I thought about that a lot because I love kids. I do. And then like that other little girl, that's just so sad. That makes me angry listening about that girl, her mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're
weeks. Wait. How do you wait? My son was only gone for
Madalena.
Yeah. My son was only gone for 2 days, and he's an adult, and I reported him.
Yeah, I know. I get it. They have something to do with her disappearance.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but with that,
they do definitely.
We're gonna have to wrap it up. We start getting into Madalena, then we're gonna be here for another 2 hours.
Yes, that's a whole nother. Yes,
I really got to get.
Well, ideas for topics later, because there's more to come on that one. I'm sure. Their bond hearing was postponed because they're waiting for them to surrender their passports. I don't know how
Exactly,
that's
exactly.
supposed to
No, I
happen
don't
because
think
they're
either.
in jail, but
I don't think that either one of them will get bonded. If they do, it's going to be so high that neither one
no.
of them is going to be able to afford it. So,
Well,
If
Thomas,
either
I
one,
did pay
if
for
one
the
of them
second
could, it would be him.
tomorrow morning. I am paying for the second autopsy.
okay, all right. Well, just know you've got my number. If you need to
Keep in
talk,
touch.
Okay.
we're gonna wrap this one up tonight, guys. I
Okay.
want to thank everyone for being here, and Lexi, thanks always for having me on panel.
Thank you guys for
Thank you
listening.
Yeah, and
guys.
thank you guys for this. This was a good show tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. And we, we just need to be there for one another. If you guys see anybody that, it looks down or depressed or just needs to talk, just be an ear for them. It doesn't cost any to listen to somebody's problems without judgment.
And just
Yeah.
be kind to everyone because you never know what someone's going through. Even if they tell you off on a Facebook post, well, maybe they're going through something. I always tell them, okay, love, it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
That's
you got to be nice to everyone because you don't know what they're going through.
yeah.
Yep, as we say in Arkansas, God bless your soul.
good night.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
I
why
like
I'm
to,
wanting to move.
as
Left
as
over
I
from
say in my
God.
spiritual aspect is blessed be.
Yeah.
You
You guys have a blessed evening, and I
You
love all you
too, and
guys.
too, love.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
good night, you guys.
Bye.
Um, Thank you
Bye.
guys for joining, everybody. I hope you guys give this video a thumbs up. It was a little different. We did a mental health awareness video, and you know, it helps to get everything out. Like I said, I've been going through a lot of things this past week. It's great to have amazing friends that you meet online that are there for you. Um, and if any of you guys need to talk, our emails are in the About section. Just know you're never alone. Um, we appreciate every one of y'all's support. Um, and yeah, please just keep liking, sharing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't watched our CPS series, please go watch them. There's plenty more to come. Um, and yeah, just be kind to one another. And remember, if you see something, say something. We have something big coming up for a protest, but it's going to be peaceful and it's going to be nationwide. We will go over that later. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. I hope everybody has a wonderful night